New thing for many people. It actually surprises me how many people don't know about Dropbox, or I've heard of it but don't use it. Dropbox is a way to share files with yourself, for instance. If you have files in Dropbox, it uses the cloud to communicate the files that you've shared. So if you're on somebody else's computer but you need a document that you have that to give them information, you can then log into Dropbox online, pull that document up, you can change it, use it, whatever you want to do with it. You can email it to somebody, but it's there for you to use. And I do that on a regular basis. Pretty much any client I go to, I'm in Dropbox trying to grab something that I can give to them as some sort of a document they can use for whatever. It could be a referral, it could be even just getting my invoices, grab an invoice online, excuse me, and be able to fill one out for them that day, so I don't have to carry my invoices with me. But it's also useful to share with people. So my wife and I have our own Dropbox accounts. They're separate from each other. And what I did was I kind of took pictures of what happens in Dropbox when you go there. But I originally set up my account, and then after that I log in on the Dropbox homepage. And then I downloaded Dropbox onto my computer, and it works on both Mac and Windows machines. And it's really easy to download it. And once you do, you get an icon. If you're on a Windows machine, you get an icon at the bottom right-hand corner that shows an open box. If you're on a Mac, it's in the upper right-hand corner. And then you can install folders in Dropbox. You can literally say, I want to add a folder. It gives you a browse window. You then go to the folder you want to share. You click on it, and it shows up. It uploads to the internet and shows up in Dropbox. So it's now available to me from any of my machines where I have Dropbox installed, and it's also available to anyone I want to share it with. So on page 3, that's a list of the folders that I have uploaded, or my wife has uploaded. Camera uploads is an automatic thing, and that's really nice because if I take a picture of something in my yard or whatever, it uploads through the internet, because I've got Dropbox on my phone, to the camera uploads folder, and it's already there. It's saved for me. I don't have to worry about it anymore, and then I can share it with somebody if I want. But the third one is Lynn and Sid Finance. That's a folder that Lynn and I share together. It's there, and then Lynn and Sid Other right below that, and Lynn Sid. Those are 3 folders that we share together that no one else can see. And I have other folders in my Dropbox that Lynn can't see. The Sid Plait 1227 folder at the bottom, for instance, Lynn can't see that. But because I shared the Lynn Sid folder and Lynn shared the Lynn and Sid Finance folder, we both have access to that folder whenever we're in our own Dropboxes, which is very, very useful. So on page 4, and this is a little hard to see, but at the middle upper right, there's a black box. What I did was I highlighted the icon there, which says upload. So basically what that means is if I click on that, then it gives me that browser window that lets me upload a file or folder to my Dropbox. And then on page 5, I've highlighted the second one, which says new folder. So I can create a new folder there and populate it with documents from my computer simply by uploading them once I've created the folder. And on page 6, the third icon is share folder, and that's how I invite Lynn or someone else to have access to the folder. So I can use this for clients. If I have information that I want a client to see, and it might be a very large file, it might be several gigabytes, for instance, I can put it in my Dropbox. I can email the client with an invitation to join my Dropbox for that folder. They can then connect to it, and it will download to their machine. They can use it, they can change it, they can do whatever they need to with it. So it's a way for vendors to share information with clients, and it's very, very useful. Let's see. And one thing that is really important to remember is that whoever has access to a Dropbox folder can change documents. They're not locked. They can also change folders. So I mentioned a week or so ago that one of my clients, one of their people, dragged a folder from the Dropbox icon onto their desktop. That removed that folder from the Dropbox. It was no longer shared. Okay, so all of a sudden people start getting notices that 139 files have been deleted, or in one case 1,837 files have been deleted, and that's because it was taken out of the Dropbox and put on her machine. The way to fix that was to drag it back into Dropbox, and it does take a little while for everything to sync up depending on how big the folder is, but it does happen. It does happen fairly quickly, usually overnight. Now, a Dropbox account, there's a free Dropbox account which comes with 2 gigabytes of storage maximum. However, you can add up to something like 45 gigabytes to it by answering questions and inviting people to join Dropbox. They give you free space. I believe mine is 47.5 gigabytes at this point. It might even say, yeah, it's 50.75 gigabytes. It's on page 7 in that little box that popped up when I put the pointer on my name. So, and I've used a half a gig, so I'm not even really using it as much as I could, but it's very, very useful. You just have to kind of keep an eye on who you give access to what and how they use it. You have to make it very clear to them. They can't just take a file or a folder out and put it on their desktop. It's got to be in the Dropbox folder on their desktop or wherever it's installed, so that they can have access to it, and you can have access to it also. And the last page, I just show you that these are all photos that I've taken. It sorts them by date, time, and these are just camera pictures that were automatically uploaded. I never did anything with the camera, the photo upload folder. You can see the name of the folder is at the upper left there. It says camera uploads. So you always know where you are when you're in Dropbox. And it's one of the most useful tools I've seen from the cloud. It sort of does, it's sort of like a backup, but you know, other people have access to it, so you have to be very careful about it being a backup if you give access to somebody. Are there any questions? So I have like
security.
Security and okay. Thank you very much, everyone.